Neighborhood Watch presents, for the record, we're live at Ill Remedy Studios. I'm your host, Fresh Raheem. We got Roz on the motherfucking ones and twos. And we got Mescal, Viva Mescal in the building.
What up, what up, what up, what's popping, what's popping?
What's good, man? What's good with you?
I'm in the confession booth right here, now.
You're here. That was actually a name we almost went through for the show.
The working title of it?
It was working, and it didn't work.
I'm doing good, man. Thank you guys for having me here. This shit is dope. I'm glad to be here.
Tell us about yourself, man. Let's start from the very, very, very beginning.
It all started. Now, I mean, I've been rocking for years now, man. East of the River, that's my collective and my little, brainchild that I've been working with and working towards. Me, myself, I've been putting in work in the underground circuit out in LA for like 7+ years, And yeah, man, I think for anyone who don't know me at all, me and my crew are trying to burst through and just be like that first real dope example of some like Latin underground like artists from the East Side, and really coin that and be the faces of that. So yeah,
you take it pretty personal to do something new. I see that from you. And where does that come from?
I think it's like it's natural because you see something that is needed and then you act upon it. And then I see the shit that kind of gets done over again, and I don't want to fall into that same trap or that same mentality. It's like, nah, and it's just as simple as that. I really see a need for this voice for people to be represented from this area I'm coming from, and it just makes sense to, fill that void,
And talk about how it was growing up young in Boyle Heights.
Man, it was crazy. It was crazy, dude. I grew up in the early 90s, mid 90s. That was like the heart of gang banging and like the craziest times in LA, and especially on the East Side in the area I was staying. They made movies about this shit, like you watch movies like American Me and Blood In, Blood Out, and even, newer ones like I forgot the End of Watch and stuff like that.
That was a dope movie.
Yeah, man, it's that area, it's that story, and that story's been told so many times, but I lived through that in a way, I was just a kid watching my uncles and my older peers get involved into that stuff,
Was music a way to not go that path?
Yeah, in my later years, like as I got a little older, it definitely kept me out of a lot of stuff. A lot of, other traps that may be set in the hood, even traps, or, not necessarily a trap, but even ways of conventional success or conventional go to school or work your job. And, that's embedded in our culture too, as Latinos. Like, you work, you do your thing, you shut up, you keep your head down, you don't rock the boat, do your thing, and yeah, be happy you got that. You know what I mean? And music was my way of challenging that and challenging the streets, you know what I mean? Putting
a good middle finger to that and be like, maybe I could be a little louder.
Right.
Maybe I could show my face a little more and keep my head up. That's super dope. What type of stuff were you into before you got into music? Like what was Mescal about?
Oh man, I was like a party promoter, guy type of shit.
You
know what I mean? I was always organizing people and be like, all right, we're going to throw this Who got a house? All right, you got a crib? All right, look, tell your mom. We'll clean up. I'll give her like $100 for the electricity and the trouble, whatever. Like I was always in my little fandangos. That's what I call them, my little schemes.
So you as always being the organizer and in a sense the leader of wanting to get people together, is that what eventually just naturally led you into helping create East of the River?
In a nutshell, yeah, man. I mean, naturally being able to handle multiple personalities and being able to just, I guess, if you build it, they will come. A lot of it's like that, it just went hand in hand, especially being in front of people and being in these situations, like pressure situations. I was already used to doing stuff like that and being in front of parties and talking to people and dealing with police and then dealing with neighborhood guys who would come and try to take money or punk us. And who was a fool? Oh, yeah, yo, hold up, let me holler at you. Talk to him. And that's always been kind of my gift. And it translated to hip hop, you know, beautifully, especially with the crew and organizing a crew of musicians and let alone rappers, because the big egos, big personalities going on. And then the way of the scene in LA is to be very on your own and be very in your own circle and not to, you know how it is.
Yeah.
So fighting those kind of currents, I just already kind of knew how to roll with it.
How were some of the early years? Because you guys are doing a lot with East of the River. Like the name is everywhere. It's like a big fucking staple now, moving in this LA underground. How were the early years? The bump, was it bumpy, or was it like it always moved smooth and you guys just continue to climb step by step?
Well, I mean, I think these are still part of the early years in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Merce booked us last year for paid dues, so we were in I guess obscurity for a second, just doing our thing in the underground, not knowing if it's necessarily working. We're not seeing big numbers or big turnouts, but you never know who's watching.
Yeah.
You never know who's watching, and the level of quality you put into it. You may only get 50 views, but one of them 50 views might be someone who can really see and can really help you, and you'll never know it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was crazy that just around this time last year that happened. Merce checked us out. Boom. I'm fucking with East of the River. And he's like, y'all been putting in work. I've seen that and heard about it. So it kind of just gave us that win that we needed, and then people started paying more attention. But I guess up to that point, which was just last year, yeah, it was nonstop grinding, nonstop shows, nonstop. And now we're still in, I feel, the early bumpy years of it still, you know, like until we're on like, you know, until a level where you don't even have to ask, that's when I feel like
exactly,
then, you know,
like we know everything because it's out there. Going to you guys have a studio right there in Boyle Heights, right?
Uh-huh.
Tell us a little bit about that.
While we're about to celebrate our 3-year anniversary, so that's pretty cool.
That is dope.
It's a trip. We got into that spot late 2015, right around Christmas, and it was just been a blessing. That's where we work. We're making it a staple there to stay there. Even if, say, we were to come up, I want to keep that place. We rent from a spot called Royal Rehearsal, so shouts out to them. But yeah, I just think it's important for us to be in the neighborhood. We're right there in Boyle Heights. We're literally making the music, doing these events, making the community see it, and it's dope. Yeah, man, but really proud of that spot.
And you guys have something, is that on Fridays?
Yeah, we have a open mic called Fridays on First that we do every Friday during the summer, and then in between we'll do spots. We'll let people know. Mm-hmm. But during the summer we'll run them every week, and you know, just a way of just bringing that open mic hip hop feel to it, giving people on the outside just walk up and do a track, you know. And
is that right in front of the studio?
Yeah, right in front of the building on the studio. So it's literally right on First. It's on Fridays. So as traffic just keeps building on First, people get in gridlock. And we're just right there rocking on the sidewalk.
That's dope.
And people are just like, "What is this?" Some people pull over and walk out and go, "What are you guys doing?" Like, well, we're just rapping.
That's dope. That's dope. We got this track that someone had requested.
Oh, someone requested it.
Someone requested it, and you agreed to rock with it. So tell us a little bit about the track "Mr. No Name" and who made the beat and that type of cool stuff.
The beat was made by the homie Bad Son. So he's a dope boom bap type producer out of Whittier. And yeah, man, I made an album with him last year called Weird Term Pro, the master's degree. And this was one of the standout tracks on it. It's funny because I came in to the studio, Bad Son was there, and he started making his beat. And I'm like, what are you titling this? You know, it was in the beginning stages, and he's all, it has no name. And I just wrote the concept around no name, you know? I'm Mr. No Name. It was a little
very organic.
Yeah, like a little weird and whatever, like what is it called? Self-degrading or whatever. Like everyone picks up themselves in this weird type of egotistic way. And that's how hip hop is. You're supposed to, you know, have confidence and big ups yourself, you know? And this is like another way of looking at it. And I'm like, nah, I'm Mr. No Name.
Lions roar, MCs brag. It's a little thing like that. Neighborhood Watch presents For the Record with Mescalito.
Check, 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 check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Neighborhood Watch. EOTR is in the house, baby. Let's take them down this little trip right here. I want you to listen to this story, alright? Yo, look. I'm Mr. No Name, my city's too big. Los Angeles wander through the smog, traded in the wings for some fame. Mr. No Name, when will you give up or a fuck? Haven't you suffered enough? You got them scars in your guts. You're always at bars, spitting bars, but you bargain for bucks. Mr. No Name, lacking video plays. Watch them grimace at your age, say it's a young man's game. You gotta dumb it down and get paid. Hey, Mr. No Name, performing for some drink tickets, dealing with this local beef. Prima donna sneak, this is Mr. No Name. You gotta pay to play, just to hit the stage, to open up for the latest fad or craze, or a de facto legend who's past his days. I have to say, Mr. No Name sticks around no matter how hard it gets. That's why he's the definition of what an artist is. All you MCs grinding out there, right? Look, let me tell you a little story about this homie I got. He may seem a little crazy, but he loves hip-hop, and he suffered for everything he's got. So I'm hoping one day he hits the top. You may not know the name. Check it. So now he thinks he's somebody. He works a local circuit, headlining out of state, only replying when it's worth it. Accepted by the inner circle, sought out by beginners trying to test the vocals. Reinvested funds from his daily workflow to pay dues. Now he's on Henny and Grey Goose. Now he's on Tidal. Now he's on iTunes. No SoundCloud or Bandcamp. Now he spits trap raps. Now he pops Xanax. Now he rocks dad hats. Now he's all the reason all the wannabes wanna get mad at. How'd that happen? He used to smash cats. Oh wow, no love in his hometown, he's overseas, where people show love like he dreams, selling merch and CDs. So fuck that underground, he's on that pay me. Started thinking like the record company so shady, but hey, he's blowing up, so fuck it, I sold tickets to open up for him. He liked my set, he even said shouts out to Mr. Something Something. We pay dues until it. Let me tell you a little story about this homie I got. He may seem a little crazy, but he loves hip-hop, and he suffered for everything he's got. So I'm hoping one day he hits the top. You may not know my name. I'm Mr. No Name. Mr. No Name. Yeah. Viva Mescal, baby, east of the river. Yeah, man.
Neighborhood Watch presents For the Record, live at Ill Remedy Studios. Mescal, that shit is fucking dope, sir.
Woo, that one got me sweating up in here, man.
Right. You already explained a little bit about it, but like that's a story that a lot of people could take that path, right?
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a trip, because a lot of that stuff I wrote like 2 years ago, and the second verse has like almost happened in the last 2 years for like me and my crew. Right. You know what I mean? Like going overseas, seeing the love over there, coming back, feeling like I ain't getting enough love here. Like, why am I grinding so much for this scene, for LA, and just to, you know how it is.
Yeah, for sure.
So yeah, it's a trip. That song's still a trip.
That's like a premonition in a sense of it. That first rapper on verse 1, explain a little bit about him.
He's like the dude I see at the shows. He's me. He's the dude I was. I still am in a lot of ways, you know what I mean? But it's just hungry, trying to get out there, doing everything he can, selling tickets to shows, doing the promoter's job.
Yeah.
You know, not getting the love, beefing with other dudes in his scene, because, whatever, dealing with shady promoters.
Right.
Performing for drink tickets, driving an hour away to a show, and then performing for like 3 drink tickets.
Yeah, and then they bumped your time.
And then they bumped your time and you're up at 1:30.
And who's the second verse?
And then the second verse is what first verse he eventually turns into. And it's the other side I've seen of the coin, where the cats, they paid their dues, they made it, and now they're on some other level, but they're still kind of adding to the problem. They're not showing the right type of love, and they're doing all this and that. And then dude in verse 1 sees dude in verse 2, and goes, you know what? You're blowing up. You know what? I'm opening up. Yeah, I'm selling tickets, but they're blowing up. You know, I hear that a lot.
That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, I fucking really like that track, man.
Hey, man, thank you for the request.
I'm glad whoever said that.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Got him. Got him. You going back to your studio. You went to recording school, right?
Yes, sir.
And talk us about that and why you decided to do it and how it's helped you.
I went to recording school like a good 5-6 years ago now. You know, I was just at a point in my life where certain stuff had happened. You know, I got stabbed after a bar fight type of situation. Whatever. I had to have surgery. I went through this whole ordeal. And it was kind of like soul searching time. And it kind of just led me to go educate myself and better myself the whole nine. And Bloom went to school, got recording, learned how to do Pro Tools, learned how to do all these things. And yeah, man, it really helped me. I always encourage people to go and get an education, get a skill, learn something about this business, about this hip hop, or music in itself. Like there's different functioning parts. You know what I mean?
Very beneficial to it. Let's go back a little bit too on East of the River, man. You got a good stable of cats, dude, that are really hungry still, which is always great, and about it and talented. So tell us about them.
Yeah, well, you know, it's myself, Mad Max, Hollow Visions, Kiddo, Killer Tech, Soul Providers, Zay. I hope I'm not forgetting DJ Drastic. I think I got everyone. And all in all, I mean, we have producers Lex, Bad Son, The Global Get Down. We got other homies in the mix. Yeah, man, we just been real blessed and fortunate to be able to meet each other. Everyone's hungry. Everyone pushes each other, so it's a dope, creative environment. We talk to each other like we're brothers and sisters, you know,
That's
like
dope.
We stay on each other. There's no, you know, in between and stuff like that with us. We're pretty tight knit. So yeah, man. It's
Whenever I talk to them, I always call you Professor X. And they always laugh, but then they look at me with that face like, yeah, and I'm like, yeah, I see it, motherfucker. But like balancing them and giving workloads for all of them, you know, how is that? How do you find that process working?
It's kind of like, you know, you make it up as you go along, and a lot of times. Me, myself, I'll try to stay up on stuff. What could I do as a leader? What could I do to structure? And then we'll see results from those attempts. And then, you know, like anything else, you just kind of tighten those screws after.
Yeah.
So I feel like even everything we've done this next year and this next push is going to be the refined and even the better like the 2.0 version of whatever we've done up to this.
Where you have been at. And is there a East of the River like solid project, like you guys just go all in, or has it just been mixtape stuff?
Right now it's been everyone's done their individual thing.
Okay.
I feel like it's almost like some Marvel shit. Like you've seen, you know, we got Captain America, we got Tony Stark, everyone got their origin story with these last albums we put out the last year and a half. Now we want to do the Avengers movie,
right?
You know, but there's probably still a few pieces that we're gonna put out before we do the collective push.
Yeah,
but it's coming. You know what I mean? It's on its way for sure.
You always fucking putting out a lot of shit and always staying active. Got a new project coming out, so tell us a little about that.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. January 4th, I'm dropping my latest project. It's called Long Live the Peyote. So it's kind of like a breakdown of myself again, you know? It's what I've gone through these last 2 years, putting them in song form and getting the best of the best with stuff, you know? Like, I kind of, no, all killer, no filler type of approach, you know? It's not a crazy long album, you know? Like, it's 10 tracks, boom, you know? Like, there was probably 30 could have been on, and here are the best 10 that you get right here, so...
That's dope. You got a track called Peyote Cactus.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're about to hear that. Tell us a little bit about the name of it and who's on the beat.
Yeah, well, on the beat is the homie, The Global Get Down. This is my homie, David Devine. Him and his brother whip up some real dope production, real unique. And earlier this year, man, I was putting together an album. I was trying to drop this album 6 months ago, you know? It's just been layer after layer after layer of new music that I've just been like, man, I can't pass up. And this is actually one of them. I sat with Divine. I said, man, I need a banger. I need some underground to really put it on this album because it was very, very concept. and he whipped me up this beat, man. And the track's called Peyote Cactus because that's where my name comes from, Viva Mescal. I could get into that, but it's just some stuff you trip out on, really. So
Neighborhood Watch presents, for the record, live at Ill Remedy Studios, Peyote Cactus.
Yeah. Let's take on the boy. Hey, it's the B, the O, the Y-L-E, the H, the E-I-G-H-T. Now add the S, that's East Los Angeles. Relax, kids, Mescalito about to handle this. The B, the O, the Y-L-E. No matter where I go, man, I gotta rep where I'm from, you know? The world famous Boyle Heights. You're now rocking with East of the River, yo. Stuck to these streets like some chew gum, food word rhymes I spit out. Flavors used up like new drugs. I'm living out my dreams, walking DMT, stalking a weak MC. Stop talking, you ain't popping, you ain't dropping no quality, only dropping the stock of the scene, please. We literally had to bleed to be where we be. Seeking therapy for drama, endure, revolving the world's an endless storm full of drama and scorn. Calm in my corazon, palming the fruit of my labor, knowing my worth. You'll know it too when you sit across my table. Now salute, still too ready to die, so alive I've stood. But keep an eye on the sky, cause tonight I'm in the mood. See my stars shoot through like a drive-by in 92. Just know there's people that died, this shit you're surviving through. I've been fighting too, writing words like mining Jews. Early bird, I finally flew, late bloomer, I finally bloomed. Hate the wait, but love the anticipation. Rebel without a pause, well, only for ovations. I'm only chasing greatness, attracting all the like minds, changing lives when I write rhymes. Each night between my queen like a bishop. I'm balling on a budget like accountants playing pickup. Hit you like a hiccup, hit you with the sauce. I'm the boss when the sky falls. I'm the one they call me Flama Blanco. I'm on my Kenny Powers, can't be ignored now. Like Latino spending power. I'm out of fucks, you fools, looking like it's powder puff. Thinking that you found a buzz, that fat'll be out in months. So the original me within your digital feed. This is the pivotal lead to be legendary. We are the future, start a riot like NK. Boyle Heights, raise our presidente.
The O, the Y,
let my city rock for you, man. Yeah. Now add the S, that's East Los Angeles. Relax, kids, Mescalito about to handle this. The B, the O, the Y-L-E, the H, the E-I-G-H-T. Now add the S.
that's East Los Angeles.
Relax,
kids, Mescalito.
Check this shit out, look. Yo. This studio's my Oval Office. Review the goals, recoup the loss, never expose the profits. We weren't supposed to pop it. What they call the rap phenomenon. The world's a quinceañera, I play chambalan. Drop a bomb, bombing on them like your 80s mama when you talking back. When the Mexicans get dope at rap, they react like, who taught you that? I could teach you the bigger picture, no IG poster boast, but most just want the flash. I'm cash in hand, I'm the plug. They're just spam, they just bug. I go ham, used to try too hard, now I am feeling myself. Ray Charles hug, I give my life for my fam. I had a fight for my spot, put Boyle Heights in my spot. So now I'm likely to pop, whether you like me or not. I'm banking off this rap shit forever with these flows and this peyote cactus.
The B, the O, the Y-L-E,
come on.
The H, the E-I-G-H-T.
Now add the S, that's East Los Angeles. Relax, kids, Mescalito about to handle this. The B, the O, the Y-L-E, the H, the E-I-G-H-T. Now add the S, that's East Los Angeles. Relax, kids, Mescalito just handle this. Yeah. Boyle Heights, baby. That's in East LA. If you didn't know, now you know.
Neighborhood. Now you know. Neighborhood Watch presents, for the record, we live at Ill Remedy Studios. Viva Mescal.
Yes, sir.
Mescal. Peyote Cactus. Tell us about it.
Yeah, man. Like I was saying, that's just it's a crazy track how it all came about, but you know, it's one of my favorite tracks off the album. It's on the new album dropping January 4th. You could get it everywhere. Spotify, iTunes, it'll hit the digital market right on January 4th. Yeah, man, I love that track. I love performing that track. It really is. It's been really like a moment for my city and for Boyle Heights. Like that's been one of my most popular tracks to date right now. So,
and the name Mescal, that is kind of explaining it in the song. It's What is peyote?
So peyote is a cactus. It grows in Mexico, and you boil the cactus.
Shit, he got some ingredients.
You drink it. You put some shit, whatever. And yeah, man, it takes you on a spiritual trip. And when you're on that spiritual trip in a certain part of Mexico, you are visited by this spirit called Mescalito. So he helps you along your path. He may mess with you and kind of throw you in a bad trip. You don't really know. And I thought that was super dope. Yeah. And so I took that as my moniker. Yo, I'm Mescalito. I'm the spirit guide on this. You know what I mean?
Really dope. Really dope. I got a funny little story I'm gonna bring up. There was a I seen this internet post, right, and it was you in it, and usually it's just you promoting and talking positive about shit, but it was some guy out of state who had a name very similar, and you guys were going back and forth, and I was very entertained. I'm like, ooh, shit, nice. And then he said something like, hey man, I could be this state's this and you could be that, and your response was, no, there's only room for me. I'm battling you on spot or some shit just like really close to that. And so that was like another side of you that I saw. So where'd that come from? And the story is true, right? I didn't just make that up.
The story is some other cat called himself Mescal, which I didn't know he was a rapper. And I checked out his music. And I'm like, all right, you cool, whatever. But on hip hop terms, that's not cool. I already got this name. I've been putting in this name. So naturally, if I see you, or if you want to set it up, we should battle for the name. You know what I mean? So that was my whole approach on it. And I guess I was, I had to be a little, it's hip hop, baby. It's the sport of it. You know what I mean? You gotta just represent yourself. You gotta rep. You gotta just, put people on blast sometimes, or just kind of be like, man, I'm doper than you. What's up? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I hear him telling me that because he knows I'll serve him up. So he was just like, oh, you know what I mean? But to certain people, they're like, oh, you're snapping Mescal. And I'm like, nah. Maybe I was feeling myself, but I'm like, I just came back from repping this shit overseas, put in mad work all year. Someone's going to go and type in the name, and then this cat's going to pop out. I'm like, nah, hell no.
When I looked on Bandcamp, I saw some other ones. They were different bands, though, so can we go get those motherfuckers, too?
well, that's a lot to do, too, with why I changed my name from Mescalito to Viva Mescal. Because Mescalito, there's bands, there's DJs, there's mythology drawn in, because
it's a story.
That is something else that people use, and I think that's dope. There's a Delinquent Habit song called Mescalito. And so I was like, I love that name. I'm always going to keep it, but I got to just create something new, something different. And the Viva just kind of came to me. Like, wouldn't it be dope to have people say, long live your name right before they say your name forever?
Yeah,
I'll take
dope.
that.
Deep thoughts, man. We're gonna be getting into this next track called All Facts, but before we do that, I want you to let the people know where they could find your music and just give your plugs and your drops, so we could get the world to
man. I mean, if you're tuned in right now, shouts out to Neighborhood Watch. Shouts out to Ill Remedy and everyone who makes this possible. Check me out, Viva Mescal. I'm on Spotify. I'm on iTunes. I'm on, Pandora, whatever you're listening to. I still got stuff on SoundCloud, but it really is about the digital game now. So if you want to support me as an artist or support some of your favorite artists, go and stream their music and go tell your friends too, because we just clock in money off of those streams all day. You know what I mean? So do that. Check me out. Follow on Instagram, Viva Mescal and EOTR Network, if you want to check out the entire crew and the entire roster and catalog we got, man. And check it out. I got the album dropping soon. It's my best work to date. I'm super excited about it.
It's been not lying.
A long journey to get to this point. And we doing it right, man. Hopefully you guys already know, if you're listening out there, who we are. East of the river, we're taking over East LA and the whole LA hip hop scene, and we're trying to put on, so.
Hell yeah, brother. We appreciate you. We really appreciate you coming out, and we're going to end on one more track that's called All Facts. Neighborhood Watch presents Viva Mescal, for the record, live at Ill Remedy Studios.
Yeah. This is the last track I wrote for the album right here, man. Long live the peyote, Viva Mescal. Rock 'em on the beat, let's go. Woo. Yeah. You tuned in right now, baby. EOTR Network, my name's Viva Mescal. Check me out, look. Yo, it's the East Los Hold, no connects, no code, just dope being spoke on a microphone, let go, no more voices in my head, just me. Pay dues, debt free, get mean, distro, Etsy, make a milli off a penny, that's crypto. Currency, see, Mescalito wanna see no. My life's been a seesaw, heavy I'm up, and when the work's light, I'm feeling like a free fall. Nah, fool, I ain't rapping like you, cause you whack, and you ain't rapping like me, cause it's too motherfucking hard. Art, make it sharp for the smart few, rest can marvel. Can't replace the OG with IG, learn that from JP. Make G's from Royal Heights to Beijing. Make change and break the bank up what the change brings. I love the hate shit. The only thing I hate is the in-between wait. Time I slippery, take what they give to me and make ends meet. I guess my greatest feat is getting you to play this heat. C'est la vie, viva la vida de Mescal. And keeping my head down, I'm cutting the checks now. I'm utterly one of the best, pardon me, fuck that. My crew stay running that lane, that's all facts. Cruise down East Los with me real quick.
Just a fool.
Yeah.
To go on loving.
Neighborhood watch.
I'm just a fool. To go on loving.
Come down to East LA with me, man. Boyle Heights. Shouts out to Rock, I'm on the beat.
To go on loving.
This just bars for you at the end, baby.
But
We
it's
closing it out like this. Yo. Never in your wildest dreams, in your wildest. Every time a scout spits, always at the style flip. How's this? 1,000 miles from a mountain top, keep bouncing. Valley on the beast, keep bouncing. Eating MCs like cow fresh, feeding my peeps like EBT. But I'm wishing that we really didn't need these things. See, my vision was to kill it on your TV screen. I'll turn it off, drop your phone and get lost. In my universe lit like a Molotov, tossing a hip hop drums from the rock. I'll make them hum, never dumb on the docks. Respect the blocks and I connect the dots. Collect the guap, only neglect the props. Fuck props, I need funds, can't eat my art. So when you see me at a show, I gotta feed a charge. All love, from custody to middleman, a motherfucking plug. Plus, I'm feeling the rush of the muscles. Winds coming clutch, clutch. That's that shit, fool, it's gotta be us. EOTR, we are G-O-D squad, blonde. This that bomb, this that feeling they've been missing too long. No one ever done it like this, don't lie. Can't stay underground, fool, I aim too high. Now my wave's too high for your low tide. Get the east, got your name, get your own vibe. Say peace to the world, say thanks to the prayers. Only thing that kept me going was knowing we'd be here. For the culture clash, me and my crew are the future of rap, that's all fact.